Welcome to FBB Forum. If you like this content, please be sure to like, subscribe, and follow the FBB Forum YouTube and Instagram pages. I'm very pleased to welcome the stunning IFBB Pro bikini athlete, Monique Chilcutt, to the podcast. Monique earned her pro card at the 2023 Masters Nationals by winning the 55 plus overall. And then she made her pro debut 1 month later at the Masters World Pro and also competed at the Tampa Pro and San Antonio Pro shows in 2024. Monique is a personal trainer and is a posing coach and is also a former dancer for the Sacramento Kings basketball team. She has a great look and also a great future in the sport. Welcome, Monique. It's great to have you here.
Thank you so much, David. Appreciate you having me on.
You're welcome. And I think we got, just to mention her real quick, we got connected through Trish Wood, who made her big comeback on the bodybuilding stage this past November.
Yes,
And she's the owner of Iron Addiction Gym. And so she's your coach and you go to Iron Addiction. Is that right?
that's right. I do. Love it.
That's awesome. Y'all are in the Sacramento area?
Yes, Sacramento. Citrus Heights is where the gym is. But yes, it's an amazing gym. She's a phenomenal coach. I'm just so blessed to have her.
Yeah, she's really cool. She's such a cutie too. She's like a little pixie.
Oh my gosh, I know. She's adorable.
Yeah. It's really cool that she got back to stage and now she's qualified for Masters Olympia and
I
yeah,
know.
just really proud of her and I've been a fan of hers for a long time, so it's cool to get to know her.
That's so cool. Yeah, I'm so proud of her. Oh my gosh, I was screaming.
Oh yeah, did you watch were you at the show or see
I
the
wasn't at the show. But I was streaming it. Yes, of course.
Oh, awesome. That's great. Yeah. I got to see her at the Clash and at Atlantic Coast too, and it was great to
You
see her.
did.
Mhm.
Oh, fun. Good for
Yeah.
you.
Thank
That's
you.
right, because you're close. So yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Tampa, so it's only a couple hours drive to Orlando. But yeah, she's
So
amazing.
nice.
That's great that you're friends with her and she's your coach too.
Yes. Awesome. It's the best.
Now, in terms of getting started in bodybuilding, did you have an athletic or sports background before you started in the sport?
Yes. So I've been a dancer since I was 5 years old, dancing in modern jazz, ballet, tap, hip hop, and went to college at Sac State and majored in dance. And then I ended up minoring in dance, majoring in health. So I've always been and I did sports when I was younger, soccer, and so I've always been physically active. But coming across bodybuilding, my mom was a bodybuilder. She started bodybuilding when she was 40 and
Really?
went from 40 to 50. Yep. So she was in the bodybuilding. They didn't have all the divisions back then.
Yeah.
So she was the bodybuilding, and she did very very well. Competed, like I said, 10 years, and so I watched her go through all of it. And even though I was a teenager, and I wasn't interested, but it still left a huge impression on me.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So
What's her name, if you don't mind me
and my
asking?
mom, yeah, Michelle Greco.
Oh, that name sounds familiar. Yeah. When did she compete or what years?
So what years? Oh goodness, yeah, that was a good question. It would be, I think, what, 84? Yeah, 84 to 94. Is
Really?
that
Wow.
about right? I have to look it up, but yeah, she did. Yeah, from 40 to 50. I think that's about right.
That's
So
about
I
what
got
I
to
had
see
like.
her only got to see her in one show because I was living and going to college and going all these places. So I
Oh
only got
yeah.
to see her, yeah, one time. And the show I got to go to, she actually got fourth place, which she should have got at least second. But
Wow.
anyway, she looks the best ever. The show that I got to see her in. So
That was probably back when there was just one division, the women's bodybuilding.
exactly,
Yeah.
yes. And it was at the Cal State. I don't know if you know, but there's the fair. The Cal that was had a yeah a contest at the state fair. So
Oh wow. I'll have to look her up. The name sounds really familiar. And I've
yeah,
been following bodybuilding like since I was a
that's
kid
right.
back in
Yeah,
the
look her
80s.
up. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. So
that's so
yeah, that
cool.
definitely left an impression on me. But I wasn't. I only started lifting 3 years ago, and
Wow. Really?
I was teaching dance at a fitness club to adults, and one of my students worked out, and I really liked how she looked, and I said, "Hey, can I work out with you?" And she said, "Sure." And so I started working out, and it was Then when I was started to see the results, she said to me, 3 months after, working out, you're going to see some results and you're going to be shocked. And I didn't believe her at first. And sure enough, when I started seeing the results, I was hooked. I was like, wow, I can do this to my body. I can transform my own body. And then I started feeling healthier, more energetic, more energy to teach dance. Like everything was just like, wow, this is the body that I was supposed to be, in all this time. And I found it. So I got hooked.
That's terrific. That's great. I think bodybuilding is kind of a fountain of youth too. I think it's probably helps
Yes.
your body and mind and everything. I mean, it just really,
Yes,
yeah.
for sure. It really is. And it's so important, I try my best to get that message out to women, how important it is to do weight bearing exercises, how everything you do in life, you need to have your, core, and you need to have that back, in line and straight. And anyway, it's just for everyday life. You want to be able to have an enjoyable life as you get older and not have anything, yeah, be in a hospital for certain, yeah, issues.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's so important to be stay active, I think,
Yes, for
and
sure.
that's terrific. Wow. Now in terms of getting started in bodybuilding, who convinced you to do your first contest?
Right. So then, after starting to lift with a friend and my body started changing, one of my coworkers came up to me and she dropped it was one of those little seeds that people plant, and you're like, wait, let me think about this. She came up to me, she said, "Are you training to compete?" And I said, "What? What's that?" Like, I didn't even know what competing, was at that time. And I said, and it just got me thinking. And so then I called a friend who I knew had done bikini competing, spoke to her, and she was an ex-dancer as well, so it was nice to get her, yeah, side of it from a dancer's perspective. And then I talked to another friend that owns a dance studio, a very well-known person here, one of my mentors as I was growing up. Talked to him about, because he had trained a lot of bodybuilders, and so talked to him about the ins and outs. What is it I would be to expect? And then another bodybuilder friend that I knew, I asked him who should I get for a trainer, and that's who I got. That's how I got onto iron addiction and with Trish. Yes, Trish Wood. And
Great.
then went into the office, and actually it wasn't Trish at first. It was another trainer called James, and he was my first trainer there. And he said, "Oh yeah, we can get you ready in a month." And I was like, wait, what? That's not possible. Are you kidding? He's like, "No, we got this." I'm like, "Okay." So then Trish was doing my posing coaching, and I had started in the other league first.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
yes. And so the posing is completely different.
Yeah.
And yeah, and so yeah, a month later I got on that stage, and boy, you would think after all the years experience, 20 plus years of dancing on stage, I'd be totally great at being on stage. I was so nervous. It
Really?
was
Wow. Huh.
I was like shaking. But then I came out for like I did a couple divisions, right? So I come out for the second time and I was much more relaxed. It was just that first time, it was just very unfamiliar.
Yeah.
And with the posing and just, I kind of talked myself into being nervous, you know what I mean? And then the
Yeah.
second time I came out, I was like, what are you doing? You got this. This is your jam. So anyway, and I loved it. And I was hooked.
That's awesome. Wow. I was thinking, were you nervous because with dancing, you maybe have like a little bit more fabric at least, you know.
Well, yeah, true. But I've been in many dance shows, Chicago, Broadway shows. Like, I've worn very little costumes. So that wasn't the issue for me. It was the unfamiliar, even though I had practiced the posing, it was just an unfamiliar, thing for me. It wasn't like dance where I know how to do a double pirouette, grand jeté, you know what I mean? Like, this was
Yeah.
all new. And so I wasn't really like sure of myself, and
Yeah. I got
even
you.
though I had practiced a million times. Yeah,
I understand. Yeah.
yeah,
And it's different too, because you're really showcasing your physique and that the physique is the art, whereas with dance, just the dance that's the art really, So
correct,
yeah,
that's
so
right.
it's a little different. Yeah, that makes sense though. Um, I was curious, do you have a fitness role model that you look up to or somebody that you really look up to in the bodybuilding world?
My mom is 77 and she's still teaching fitness classes.
Really?
Yep, she is amazing. She's always been a role model to me. I follow a lot of people on social media that are amazing athletes. I don't have one in particular. So I mean, yeah, and there's just so many in the sport, which is so great. I wish more women would. I wish more spectators would come, like you were talking about are saying, it is this is not an easy sport at all, and it just seems to be getting more and more difficult because the women are just getting better and better. And
Yeah.
I'm only 3 years into this. There's women I meet are 14 years into this, and so
Yeah.
I'm just a newbie, and I'm pinching myself self still that I am a pro, and I am moved and inspired every day by these women who are in the sport. So
That's terrific. Yeah,
yeah,
that's terrific. Well, um, yeah, no, and I definitely understand that. I think over time too, you'll get to know more of the ladies and
for sure.
yeah. But Trish, she's a good role model.
Oh, and Trish. I was gonna say my mom and Trish are huge role models. I mean, Trish has just I'm watching her this last couple years. I mean, opening up a business, first of all,
Hmm.
two businesses she had at one point, right? And three now, or two now, but she had three anyway. And then training and the hours she was getting up at 4 in the morning. Oh my goodness, doing cardio. I'm like, wow. And watching her body transform, it's just been and I'm just floored. I'm so proud of her. It's just been a real inspiring. Yes.
It's great, like I said, to see her come back too after like I think 4 years from stage. So it's cool to
Right.
see
And
her.
I didn't know her
Yeah.
then. So yeah, I know. So for
Yeah.
sure, yeah, it's been incredible watching her.
Yeah, she really is amazing. Um,
Truly.
So I already talked to you a little bit about this, but in terms of getting up on stage in a bikini, was it kind of nerve-wracking or intimidating for you, or maybe not so much because you're used to wearing not much clothes on a
Right.
dance stage?
Yeah, to be 100% honest with you, I never ever felt weird about the bikini.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think what I was most nervous about is hitting those poses for the judges. You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah,
angles are just so very, very, very important to get the best look. Yeah, to see them in your best light, um, and hitting those every time consistently. That's what I'm always nervous about on stage. It's
yeah.
not. I'm never nervous about what I'm wearing.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that too with just getting it just right and
Yes.
showing off your best assets and everything. And
Absolutely.
yeah, and that takes a lot of practice too, the posing
It
practice.
really does. To
Yeah.
be able to hit
Mhm.
it and know that you're hitting it without any mirror in front of you. You got to be able to hit that consistently.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you don't know you don't have the mirror, so yeah,
Yep.
that's a good point. Yeah. Um, Now I saw that you competed at the Tampa Pro last year in the 50 plus and 55 plus categories, and that's my hometown. So I think I did see you compete there, which was great. But what was your experience like at that show? Did you enjoy that one?
I really did. That was so fun. Um, I felt really ready for that. It was a really hard prep, that one. But because I had had a back injury in the spring, that right in the middle of prep, that was a little very, very painful and debilitating. I never had had any back issues my whole life. So
Hmm.
yeah, so I had recovered from that. So it was a quick prep. It was hardcore, and I was super excited and proud about what I had to bring. And the girls were great, and the production. I just loved the Tim Gardner shows. But and anyway, I had a great experience. I felt confident. I just felt like that was it was my time to shine, and I felt really good about it. Yeah.
That's great. That's really cool. Yeah, it was the Tampa show was always really good. And
Yes.
one thing I always think is kind of interesting, kind of cool tradition is like the when the ladies come down the stairs and in the lineup there, and it's just so cool,
Yes. Yes, yes.
You got to do
And I
that
had
too.
met the DJ, and I loved the DJ. They were great. So it was a good show. It was
That's
fun.
awesome. Very cool. Yeah. What about the San Antonio Pro Show too? How was that your experience there?
Yes, I liked that one as well. So the judges from the Tampa show um, said that I needed to come in fuller. That I was too lean. Yes, so
Oh,
we got more food and more fat in my diet, and I did come in fuller, and I felt good about that. And and a similar thing. I felt like it was the same. Some of the same women were at those shows, so I had already met some of them, and similar experience. It was great. The Tim Gardner shows are great, and yeah, I had a good time.
was
I
it?
actually I got fourth place there. So I swapped with the girl at the previous show because I got third, she got fourth, and that one I got fourth, she got third.
Oh,
So
nice. That's terrific.
mhm,
Very cool.
yeah.
For both of those shows, those are kind of a long flight. Was it tough to do the long flight to in traveling to get to the shows?
No, because I we make sure that I get there in time to, lose the water and rest and whatnot. So I flew in like on a Wednesday and the show was, the weekend. The Tampa show was interesting because that was a Thursday show. Was that right? It was a weird, yes,
Yeah,
I think it
Thursday
was.
night. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
that was different because I'm used to, because I'm so fair, as a redhead, I would get three tans and I would usually get one Thursday, Friday, and Saturday morning. That particular
Oh,
show, yeah,
yeah.
I had to get up and get the one tan in the morning and then go back down in the afternoon and get a second one. And so
Yeah.
it was very different. And my tan was a little maybe too dark because I looked a little too hard. That didn't help
Oh,
my situation. Yeah, yeah.
it's
They want you
interesting.
soft, not too soft, but right for bikini.
I got you. I understand. With Tampa, it's interesting because it's so hot and humid when they hold it in August. So the ladies I've talked to said I can't go outside because my tan will start running and stuff.
Yeah, right. True. That is true.
It is. It's like a sauna out there
It
in
is.
Florida at
Yes.
that time of year. I was curious, did you at the Tampa and San Antonio, did you encounter kind of a strong kind of iron sisterhood there?
Oh, yes. Well, like I said, a lot of us have follow each other on social media. And so we would see each other at shows and be immediately like, oh my gosh, how are you? And then there was one that I had never met in real in life and I had followed on social media. So it was really great to meet her. She was a figure competitor. She was
Okay.
Tamika, she's amazing. And then of course I met new girls as well. And everyone at this age, it's great. I love it because we're just all so supportive of one another and it's your own journey. And so it's just great because everyone supports each other and yeah, you're just you against you, but you're competing against them, of course, but everyone is that mentality of support for each other. Yeah. That's
That's
great.
terrific. I like to hear that. Yeah. And
Yeah. It
because
is cool.
I think with the men, I think it's a little bit more cutthroat maybe or
I think so.
yeah, but
What I can see and what I've heard, yeah.
it does seem like the women definitely seem to get along better and support each other because there's not many of y'all out there,
Yes,
and
true.
and there's still kind of, a stigma too, I think, to women's bodybuilding too. So yeah, no, I got you. I understand that. Um, now, are you planning to compete again in 2025?
I am. I'm gonna, yes, compete in 2025, probably in the summer, probably July is what I'm looking at. We've picked our show, but I'm not gonna probably disclose it. I think I'm gonna be a little bit, yeah, yeah. I think I've learned a little bit along the way.
Uh-huh. That's cool. Yeah, I got you. I understand that. I know
Yeah.
the ladies who do that too. They'll kind of keep it a mystery. Yeah.
Yes, I think that this is good. This is a good thing. Yeah. But I'm
That's
excited about 2025 because the judges at the last show in San Antonio were like, "You look great, Monique, but you're just lean all over." And I've only been doing this 3 years, so you imagine I don't have as much muscle as someone who's been doing this 14 years, right? So
yeah.
mature
Uh,
muscle, right? So I'm excited because I'm starting to put on some size, and I'm feeling like, okay, my body is definitely getting bigger, and I love it. I love the look so far. So we're coming along nicely.
that's terrific. That's great.
Yeah.
Um, the um I was thinking, is Trish gonna try to get you to do women's physique maybe? Uh-huh.
No. I even asked her, this was like, I think last year, I asked her, what do you think about me doing a different division, like figure? And she said, oh, no, no, I'm not not the body type for it. So,
No? Yeah.
yeah, no. I'm like,
Uh,
okay, cool. We'll stay right here. I'm good with it.
yeah, you look great in bikini, I think, definitely. Yeah.
Thank you. I love it. I love it.
Now, in terms of your pro card, tell me about that experience. What was that like?
Oh my gosh. It was, how do I describe? Well, so I'll take you back a step. So a week before, I remember doing a check-in, FaceTime check-in with Trish, and I'm posing for her and whatnot, and she says right away when I start posing, she says, "Oh, there's a pro right there," and I was turning around going, "Who? Me?"
That's
I
awesome.
was like, "Oh my gosh, maybe I am ready." Like it was that moment, like a flicker of like, okay, maybe this is it, right? So with that, I just really ran with that confidence, right? And I never stopped, I never wavered. And I got there and I was just all confident of what I got. I get up there and I'm in my zone. Like I'm not even looking at other competitors. I'm just in my zone. I'm dancing backstage because that's my jam. I got to do that. And then I get up there, and within 5 seconds, they move me to the middle. Like I was like, that moment of like, I'm going to the middle. That's saying something here. And then I
Yeah,
stay in the middle the whole
that's
time.
great.
And I'm like, my smile was so big. I
Oh,
mean,
I bet.
it was like, I was like, oh my gosh, this is happening. This is really happening. And then I get off stage and you go on the long break, right? And you can still get second, you don't know. So, I go to the finals and I get up there and I win, and then I go up for overall and I win, and then I go up for the 50s, the younger category, and I win, and then I
Wow.
go up for the overall and I almost won the overall in the 50 also, but the other girl got it. And
Oh,
oh my
wow.
gosh, I was like the adrenaline, I mean, yeah, the excitement and adrenaline I can't even explain. I was jumping up and down, screaming on stage, looking at Trish, she's jumping up and down in the audience. I'm like my face is like pure like shock and excited and oh it was the best feeling. I was high as could be. It was
Oh,
the
that's
biggest
so
high.
awesome. I bet that
Yeah,
was thrilling for you. Yeah, it must have been great.
oh it was the best. And then I had to come off stage and do an interview right away. I was like, I can't feel my body, I'm like floating.
Oh, yeah. I've heard that with those interviews sometimes because there's so much going on in your brain and you're so
Yes,
excited
I'm
and
like, oh
yeah.
really, okay. Oh man, it was fun, it was
That,
great.
that's so cool though. That's awesome. Yeah, I bet it
Yeah, and
was
then I got
thrill.
backstage and with my two pro cards and my trophy and run and jump, Trish, pick her up, she's tiny little sweet,
Oh, I know.
tiny little shorty sweetheart.
Yeah.
I was crying. I was like, oh, this is the best. It was the best.
Oh, that's terrific. That must have been a thrill for you. That was great. And that was
Yeah, it was. It really was. I'll
a
never
thrill for
forget it.
Trish too to see you succeed too. Like,
Yes.
yeah, I bet that was
Yes.
great.
And then I called my family. They were all watching. They were all so excited. Anyway, it was a good time.
Did they see the live stream? Your family?
Yes,
Oh
they
yeah.
did. Yes, and
Oh
taped it and
yeah.
everything. Yeah.
I bet that was exciting for your mom too, as a
Yes,
former
it was.
competitor. Did
Oh
she
my
get her pro
gosh.
card or did she stay amateur?
No, she did not. I don't even know how they even did it back then. If they even, yeah, I have no clue.
There used to be a lot fewer opportunities to get a pro card
I
back in
think,
the day. Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah,
they've definitely widened it, to
sure.
because there's more divisions, but there's more opportunities within a division too throughout
That's
the
right.
year now versus back then. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, that's cool. That's so cool that I bet she was really proud of you. Yeah.
Yeah, so proud. Oh my gosh. That's,
Now I was curious, did those judges at Tampa or San Antonio or Masters World Pro give you any feedback in terms of where you needed to improve your physique or your presentation?
yeah, so they said presentation good, great. They said you looked great. These are his words exactly. You looked great. You just need to be bigger everywhere. And
Mm.
then he added more dense glute muscle.
Oh yeah, yeah, because yeah,
And
glute,
I totally see that and get that. Yeah. So, So that's what I've been working on, a lot of glute and leg work. I'm starting to even out. So more, whereas I was a little bit more here and less there. So I'm starting to get, yeah, more even out. So it's
Yeah,
coming.
that makes sense. Yeah, with glutes, I mean, that's really important with the bikini too,
That's super important. Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I'm eating a lot of food.
That's great. Yeah,
And
that's good though. That's kind of nice to get fed like that too. You get some food.
I know, lots of food, and lots of heavy lifting. It's good. It's good stuff.
Now, I know I mentioned women's physique, but would you ever consider wellness or figure too, that or maybe over time?
No, I mean, I had thought about figure, but Trish said that's not going to work for me.
Hmm.
It's just not my body type, and so I'm good to stick with bikini. I don't. I admire those athletes like crazy. I love watching all the divisions. I think they're just incredible. But I know for sure wellness is definitely not mine. With the lower body being the size, yeah, you got to have nice bigger legs, nice bigger glutes, and a tiny waist, right?
Yeah,
So that's definitely not mine. But I'm
yeah,
loving bikini, so I'm good to stay here. Yeah.
that's terrific. Yeah, no, I think you're definitely suited for bikini for sure. Yeah, that's terrific. Very cool. I was curious if you could provide any advice to ladies that are listening in who are seeking to earn their pro card. I know it takes a lot of hard work and dedication, but any other tips you could provide for ladies watching?
Ooh, yes. You can never practice enough on your posing for
Mm.
sure. I
Yeah.
practice every day. Yes. And what else? The food is really hard when you're cutting. It's really
Mhm.
hard mentally
Yeah.
to get through it. I do have one little trick that helped me that a fellow bodybuilder gave me. I would take my BCAAs, it's just, powder, electrolytes and whatnot, and um, I would put it in ice and water and make a shake out of it,
Mm.
or a slushy, you should say.
Okay.
And so late at night when you're starving and you want to eat your arm off, it feels like you're eating food, but you're really not, right? Or
Uh-huh.
you could do just ice and a little stevia or something, just to fool your brain that you're actually eating, because that is really, really one of the toughest parts of it. And then what other tips would I say? Take with the, yeah, judges, the comments, and work hard on those. And smile on stage and, yeah, practice smiling and having a good time. Look relaxed. A lot of the competitors, when I watch in the audience, they look like they're having a horrible time, or they look, stressed, or they just don't look relaxed. And presentation is a big part of it.
Yeah, I
So,
agree. No,
yeah,
I think that is really important. Um,
yep,
yeah, you got to make it. Yeah, I think that the judges are paying attention and make it look
yes,
like you're having fun and make it look kind of effortless. I think that that's where posing practice comes in handy
right.
too.
And also, the more you're on stage, the more they pick you apart. So try to just do front and back pose, nothing, over the top. Because yeah, every second you're on stage, they'll find all the flaws. So make
Yeah,
you make it quick and yeah, to the point.
I know that I feel bad for the ladies that they kind of make them go through several rounds of the comparisons, and
Com-
then it's got to be so tiring to be in the middle
oh
of that, and you're just like,
yeah,
when is this going to end?
yeah. The comparisons is definitely tiring for sure when they make you go several rounds for sure.
And when you're a bikini competitor, I mean, there's just so many competitors too. So I would just think it takes a while to you're up on stage for probably longer because you have to go through all those competitors as well. So,
Exactly.
uh,
Yes, and the very first pro show when I debuted, that was the biggest one I'd ever been in, the Masters World, and there
yeah,
were 16, yeah, competitors on stage, and that was oof, that was a lot. Yes, it was very big competition.
yeah, I bet. Yeah, that would be kind of, yeah, tiring, I would think. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Now, in terms of coaching, does Trish do prep coach, but also posing coach for you?
Yes. Yes,
Very
she
cool.
does. Yes, I know. It's awesome.
And I noticed and on Instagram it mentioned that you're a posing coach too. So do you help bodybuilders or bikini girls to help or to teach them how to pose?
I did have two clients. I just moved so I've been here in California 29 years, well, my whole life, but I just moved to North Carolina for 2 years, but I just moved back last week to California.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah, I did have two clients out there in Raleigh, North Carolina, a bikini girl and a wellness girl who did get to compete in their first contest. I did help them, yeah, on their posing, but I don't have anybody here yet,
Oh
but I'm
yeah,
sure,
that's cool.
yeah, I
Oh, I didn't
will.
realize you just moved back to California. That's cool that you moved
Yes,
back. Oh yeah, that's awesome. What
thank
was
you.
why'd y'all end up moving to North Carolina, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, our daughter got into UNC in Chapel Hill, and then my husband's family is close by, South Carolina and Alabama. So we had been out here for a while, so we thought we'd go back out there and try it for a bit. So we
Yeah.
did. Yeah, and now she's moved back here, and my son's here, and I'm a grandma. Just had a grandbaby 3 months
Oh,
ago. So
congratulations. That's terrific.
thank you,
Wow.
thank you.
That's so cool. That's your
Yeah, it's
first grandbaby?
awesome. What's that?
First grandbaby?
Yes, very first.
Really? Wow, that's
Yep.
terrific. Wow. You look too young to be a grandma.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you.
terrific.
It is
Congratulations, though.
awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Um, um, I was thinking just with my own daughter, I told you my daughter's 19 and she's in Orlando for college, but having your kid halfway or all the way across the country would be kind of tough. That would be, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And then when the grandbaby came, I just can't. I was like, I have to be with that grandbaby.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
So,
That's awesome. Um, Now in terms of do you have a full-time wait a minute. I think I skipped something. Oh, wait a minute. I did skip something.
oh,
I was
oh,
curious what was the most challenging aspect of prep for you?
oh, yes. It would probably be two things. The cardio. There's a lot of cardio at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, I know
Um,
that's tough. Yeah.
it is, especially when you're on such a low calorie diet.
Hmm.
And I'm a fitness instructor too, which I didn't mention, but I've been working for a big club for 6 years where I teach group fitness classes.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
so my being on a low calorie and teaching and also working out and also doing cardio, um, it that was hard to the point of like fainting and nausea, like getting just pushing through that mentally was probably the hardest, along with the food, being very, very hungry at night.
Oh, I
Those two
bet.
things. Yeah.
Yeah. I bet that's really tough.
And you just have your energy is so low. Like you just when you have low glycogen in your diet, I mean, it's just low carbs, excuse me, and you just have no energy. It's like you
Hmm.
feel like you're walking through sand always. Yeah, that's the
I've heard
hardest part.
that with other competitors. That sounds really tough, I think it would be.
Yeah, it is. It's the
Yeah.
hardest part, I would say.
Yeah, I totally understand that.
But the results, that's how you get it, and that's what you
Yeah,
look
that's
for.
true. Yeah, the results are worth it for sure, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I could do it. I mean, it's tough.
A lot of
Um,
people can't. I get it. I get it.
I was curious, what advice could you give to ladies who are looking for a good coach? What should they be looking for?
I personally think that they should look for a coach who does this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my thoughts on it. I that really turned me on to Trish in a sense that she's a competitor, like she's an athlete in the sport. Like
Mhm.
that's what I would suggest people do.
And she's Olympian. I mean, she's done really well
And
too.
exactly with
Yeah.
her resume and knowledge, yeah. I mean, there's um, no issues for me. It was a win. I was a all way in. So that's my suggestion would be that just make sure you get one that that competes, that is in the sport, who has competed, and the knowledge, for the human body, knowing the knowledge of the muscles, how to train them, and of course nutrition. You can't, yeah, just don't mess around with these people who don't know what they're talking about. They got to have the
Yeah,
credentials. Yeah.
that's a good point. I think that's really a good point. Yeah, definitely find someone with good experience and but who's living that life. I think that's really helpful.
Yes. That's what
Um,
I
Yeah, very cool. Now, you mentioned about teaching the fitness classes, group fitness, but do you have a full-time job outside of bodybuilding too, or?
Well, actually, I start my full-time job tomorrow. I just landed a job as a dance teacher in elementary school, actually two elementary schools. So I'll be there every day starting tomorrow.
Wow, that's so cool. I bet that's gonna
Yeah.
be that'll be fun. Cute kids and everything.
Yeah, I did it before. This was before COVID. I taught 9 years in one district and 4 years in another. So anyway, I love teaching kids and getting them, the confidence to move their bodies and then just to move their bodies, period, and with the long school day and whatnot. So I'm excited.
That's great. Like, what do you teach them? Like, which type of dance?
Well, I'm going to start with hip hop, and because it's just a fun form to do, and work with them on counting music. Some of them probably have never ever taken dance, so how to count music,
Hmm.
and then movement. But yeah, we'll do a whole bunch of fun dance moves,
That
and
sounds like a
maybe
lot of.
do a little performance at the end of the year in June. So it'll be good.
Oh, those are wonderful too. Yeah, especially get the parents get to see the kids do that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
My daughter actually did a performing arts middle school, and so we got to see her do her dance and do chorus as well, and it was really neat. I liked it a lot.
nice.
It was
I
like
know.
a magnet program or magnet school, I should say, but
Oh, okay, very
um,
cool.
we missed out on her eighth grade final performances because of COVID. Unfortunately, everything kind of got
Yes,
shut down,
right.
so we missed out on that. But yeah, she still did better than I expected with COVID time. She did really good. So
Nice, good. That's good.
now, I noticed on your Instagram page that you're a former Sacramento Kings dancer. I was curious, how long did you do that, and what was your experience like doing that? I bet it was kind of fun, wasn't it?
Oh, wow. I mean, performing for that large of a crowd was so exciting. Before, I had danced, I was a dance major at Sac State, and I had done a modern jazz company, a professional company actually, that was run through the professor at the university. And I was loving that. But then a couple of the members went on to do the Kings. And I said, oh, let me do this. Let me try this. So I did. And we had such a great group of gals, and that made it even more fun. We all came from similar backgrounds in dance. So these girls could do every style of dance. We could, we busted out routines that we'll have more character jazz, old school music, 50s, name it, 60s, 70s, and then current stuff. We did a lot of hip hop too, but it was fun and big formations, because you want it to be visual from up above. And just the crowd, you know, that experience of the roar of the crowd, after performing it was really a lot of fun. I enjoyed every minute of it.
That's terrific. Yeah, I bet. I mean, Sacramento, that's like the pro team of Sacramento too. So I mean, everybody probably follows the Kings there, I bet. I imagine.
Yep. Yep. It was a really good time.
And so you met somebody special there too during that time. What happened there?
Yeah. So I did it for 3 years, but then that third year I wanted to try out again. And I had started dating one of the players, and they said, no, Monique, you can't try out because, the contract says you can't date a player if you're a member of the dance team. And so anyway, so yeah, I married one of the players, and we're married, yeah, till today.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Yeah.
I know.
That's a
It's a
good
good story.
reason to leave the dance team too, I think, Yeah.
What's that?
That's a good reason to leave the dance team.
I know,
Yeah.
exactly. I think we did. Yeah, okay.
No, that's terrific. What's your husband's name?
Pete Chilcutt.
Oh, very cool. That's awesome. I know baseball and football a little bit better than basketball. I don't know my NBA that well, but I would just
Very
curious.
good.
I'll look him up though, definitely.
Okay, there you go.
How long did he compete in basketball?
Oh, I bet was it 10 years? Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Won a championship with the Houston Rockets. So when you Google him, you'll see that. Yeah.
Really?
94,
Oh,
95. Yep.
that's so awesome. Very cool. Yeah. That's so
Yeah.
cool. So I bet that's kind of neat for him to see you. in competition mode now too. And
Totally. Yeah. Yeah.
although bodybuilding isn't a team sport per se, although it is like behind the scenes, with your coaches and everything. But is he? I bet he's really supportive of you competing, though.
Yes, yes, he is. It took a while. The sport being so subjective was hard for him, you know.
Yeah,
Being in the dance world, you know, I'm used to the not criticism, but how can I perfect my dance? I'm used to that kind of thing. Um, so that was difficult because he would, sometimes you see me up there with competitors and he would not understand why I was being judged, against this other one when couldn't see it. But anyway, very supportive, of course, but that side of it is a struggle. And it's not just him. A lot of people I've met who do bodybuilding, they don't compete because they just don't like that being judged. Yeah. Right. And it doesn't bother me. I'm there putting my best package each time. I'm already a winner when I go there is how I feel.
yeah.
And what yeah. So
Well, honestly, there's some politics involved too in terms of
yeah,
and
true.
like I said too, I do think it's a little tougher with bikini because there are so many competitors sometimes, and it might be easier to get overlooked too. Just what I mean, just because the judges can only retain so much, visual memory of you, and what I mean. It's just kind of I
Yes.
think it would be kind of tough for the judges too. So
Yes, which is why I did like 8 shows my first year
wow,
because, well, I was getting good feedback and I have this red hair. I was getting noticed and I was remembered. So I wanted to be fresh in their mind, and that got me going. That's probably how I earned the pro card so quickly, maybe, right?
hmm.
I mean, because I just kept going and kept doing what the judges said and
Hmm.
improving each time. And yeah, anyway.
I understand. Yeah, I think that's a good idea though, to kind of gets your name out there and gets people, the judges aware of you. I think that's
Yes,
important. Yeah, I even think that's part of the reason why having a good, Instagram presence is important because the judges, look at Instagram too.
true.
Hmm.
This is true. Yep, you're right.
Hmm. Yeah. Now, in terms of Sacramento area, do you find that you have a strong bodybuilding community there? I know, Trish and Iron Addiction are there, of course, but just Sacramento in general for bodybuilding is it pretty supportive, would you say?
Oh, yes, definitely. I mean, my whole family's here, so there's that support too on top of it. But the bodybuilding community, there's so many people in the bodybuilding community here that I've met through competing here before I moved away. And then, of course, Iron Addiction. There's lots of competitors there, and Trish and I've met a lot of friends through Trish, so
Yeah, Trish is pretty
it's
amazing.
awesome.
She's great.
Yeah.
It sounds like the 2.0 version of the gym is better than the last one.
Oh yeah, it's
Um,
incredible. I love it.
yeah, I saw there was even like a local news story about the new version, because the reporter was one of the clients there or a
Yes,
member of the gym. So that was neat. I like seeing that.
yes, 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 yes. I know exactly who you're talking about. Yep,
That was cool.
I know.
Um, Now we talked before recording about your kids, and tell me a little bit about your kids. Are they supportive of your bodybuilding career?
Oh my gosh, they are so supportive. They're so proud. I love it. It's so cute to hear that. They're like, "God, it's so exciting. I have a mom bodybuilder," and they talk about me to their friends, and it's great. They're both amazing athletes and amazing human beings in general. But my son is 25. He is now a teacher at the high school where I went and where both the kids went here in Sacramento. So he's teaching physics and calc. He went to Cal Poly on a soccer scholarship.
Wow,
And yeah, he's doing great. He just got married, and I just became a grandma. They had their first baby, and
congratulations. That's great.
I know she's 3 months. She's darling. And then my daughter is she was at first she was over at UNC Chapel Hill. She went on a track scholarship for high jump. She's an amazing athlete as well. and then she just transferred to Santa Monica, where
Oh,
she
nice.
is currently. Yes, I was just there last weekend too, before the fires. But she's safe and everything. But she's at the college doing. She was doing film and editing, and now she's thinking about fashion and merchandising and doing some modeling. And
Nice.
so she's 6'2", and I'm like, yes, girl, you should absolutely. She's gorgeous. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
your
yeah,
son is tall too, you said, right?
and she's 20. What's that?
You said your son is tall too.
Oh, and my son's 6'4". Yes, he's
Wow.
tall. Yeah.
Yes, a
Yep.
tall family.
They have basketball games at the high school where they pair off with another rival school, and he's always slam dunking it, and the kids are going wild. That's their teacher. They're like, yeah,
That's
it's pretty
cool.
fun.
That's so cool. That they did athletic scholarships too. That's really neat.
Yeah, both of them. Yeah, they're amazing. I'm so proud of them. We are
How tall
just
are you?
totally. What's that?
How tall are you?
I'm five. I'm not short. I'm 5'8".
Oh, wow. And how about your husband?
6'10".
Oh, wow. Really? Wow. Oh my God. That's super tall. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yep.
Cool. Now, I forgot to ask you earlier, but has your husband considered bodybuilding too, or would he do that with him?
No,
Yeah. Uh-uh.
no, but definitely works out and lifts and runs and all that. But no, not interested in the bodybuilding.
That would be interesting because he'd just really tower over everybody. I mean,
Yeah,
on
right.
stage. That's so cool. No, that's great about your kids, and I can tell you're really proud of them, and they sound like great kids.
They are. They're amazing.
Yeah, that's so cool. And that's nice that your daughter came back to California too. That's really
I know. I know. It is. Yeah.
that would be tough to have her have, literally across the country. It would be, I would think,
Exactly.
'Cause that's a long flight to
It
get
is. It's
here,
just so long.
No, that's great about the grandbaby too. So
Thank you.
you get to do some babysitting and stuff too.
Yes, I hope so. I mean, I just got here, a couple weeks ago. So yes, I hope. Yes, we will definitely.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool. Now, I just have a few more questions for you. I was curious if you've had to deal much with any overbearing fans. I know fans can be kind of weird and send some weird shit sometimes. So, I'm just telling them now that y'all got to behave, y'all fans. But just curious about your experience. I know you're relatively new to the sport too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. I haven't really. People reach out on social media and want autograph pictures, and I haven't. Yeah, I haven't really experienced anyone being um, unprofessional. Yeah,
That's very good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah.
yeah.
I've heard of like people sending pictures of their anatomy and it's just weird.
Oh, yeah. Nah,
No, that's not cool.
no, nah.
Um, now, now that you mentioned about your mom, I was curious that was your mom ever on one of the broadcasts on TV, like on ESPN? Because they used to show some of the regional shows and national shows too. But I was curious if she was, do you know if she was ever on one of those broadcasts?
No, I know she wasn't. Yeah, I would have known. No.
No. Oh, cool. I'm just curious about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I just one thing that it's a little bit of a soapbox for me, but trying to get bodybuilding back on TV because I think back in the 80s and 90s when it was on TV, it really inspired a lot of people to compete or at least just look into bodybuilding, it was before the internet really. So that was like a good way to kind of expose people to the sport. But I'm curious like why it's not on TV and how do you think we can get it back on TV would be
I
nice.
know, it's a good question. I do not know why. Um, I don't know the people who are in charge, I don't know if they've been trying to get it on back on TV, but I think it'd be popular. I think it'd be a great idea.
I think so too. Yeah, definitely. And there's so much they, have all these channels and they have these weird sports like darts and, I saw tag, the kids game tag, like pro version of that. I was like, what the
Right,
why?
right. And what's the beanbag one? I forget.
Oh yeah, that's
What is that?
what's that one? I forgot now too.
Oh, cornhole, cornhole.
Cornhole, yeah, they have
Yeah,
like pro cornhole and it's like
right. Like, I don't understand. Yeah, I know. I'm with you.
It's like, yeah, I don't get it.
Bodybuilding. Yeah,
Yeah, bodybuilding should be, that's got the sex appeal too, you know?
I know. Like, why isn't it on? That's a good question. We should
I know.
definitely let's do it. Let's make it happen.
I know. We gotta make it happen. Yeah. Somebody's out there as a producer, and talk.
Yes, let's go.
I was curious in kind of a similar vein, how do you think we can get more people to show up and show out for the bodybuilding shows? Because I know a lot of times, I go to a show and it's you think that there'll be a big audience and it's not that well attended, and sometimes there's crickets in the audience. They're not really rooting for anybody or rooting for their favorites. But I think I think part of the issue is ticket prices are a little bit expensive too. But
Yes.
what do you think
That
about
is a
people?
Yeah, I that's the big thing right there. You said it is the ticket price. I think if they could lower that, that would be wonderful. I don't know if that's going to happen, um, but other ways to get, I don't know, advertise more in all the gyms, all the local gyms.
Mhm.
Um, that's one way. I know they advertise on social media already, but yeah, maybe that.
I do think that the athletes could help push it more too, push that I'm going to be at this show or you know, and um and maybe even, you know, a month or two in advance too. I know sometimes you want to kind of keep it quiet, but I just think that getting fans to come see their favorites and
Yes.
they can kind of plan to go see somebody at that certain show, I think is good.
Yeah, I agree.
hmm But yeah, I just as a fan, I'm just surprised sometimes that there's not a better turnout and
I,
not more response in the audience for the because I think y'all need the hooting and hollering and the
Oh, yes, we
yeah.
certainly do. We certainly do.
Do your kids and your husband come to your shows generally?
They have come to a couple of them when I was here local doing them before I went pro. But then the ones that were out of, town, they've done this live streams to
Oh, that's
watch.
cool. Yeah. How about your mom? Has she come to any of your shows too?
Yes, the ones local, she did. Yep, she came to several. The one I won the Sacramento one, got first place. This is what qualified me for the nationals, right?
Mm,
So she was that at that one. Yeah,
that's so cool. And
yeah.
she's local to you too?
Is she local? Yes, she's right
Oh,
here. Yep, in
oh,
Sacramento.
that's
Yeah.
cool. So she's probably happy about her great grandbaby too, I
Oh yes,
bet.
very, very.
That's awesome. That's very cool. Now I was curious, do you like to show your muscles off in public or do you prefer to stay covered up? But I hope you're proud of your physique.
Oh yeah, I'm super proud of my muscles. I don't ever cover them up if I don't have to.
I know sometimes it gets cold up there in Sacramento though too.
Yes,
Mhm.
if it's cold, I have to. But otherwise, yeah, I like to show 'em off.
That's terrific. Yeah. I like how Sacramento is kind of halfway between San Francisco and Lake Tahoe, and it's just both places are such cool places to visit.
Cool place. Yeah, I know. It is. It is nice.
Yeah.
Tahoe's beautiful. I love it.
I do too. Tahoe is so beautiful. It's such a cool place. I've been there a couple times for a conference in Reno, and then I'll build in a some time to personal time to go out to Lake Tahoe. It's just gorgeous.
It
Especially
is. It's
the north side is so nice.
really, really beautiful. I
Mhm.
love going there.
Yeah, I do too. It's nice. I wish I knew